It's just beginning.
Goodie.
I'm live from the south side, respect my authority.
Yo, bitch, I'm in the dorm full of girls from sorority.
Nigga, this ain't poetry.
Jit Camp, Bonfire Podcast, Ep.4. And today I'm here with one of my newer really good friends from across the bridge, Raggy, and his homie, Seafoodsteve.
What's up?
Thank you so much, Bryce, for having us out here, for real. I appreciate the opportunity.
So what's up, brother? How was today at the Bottomville studio? You told me.
Dude,
you
it
were
was
over
great.
there.
Yeah, like, you know, my girl had to work, so we popped out a little later than we wanted to. But, you know, it's always good hanging out with those guys. And Takeo was over there working on some tote bags for packaging and stuff. And it was a good time, yeah.
It's a really cool place.
Yep.
So Raggy, he's a big time photographer. He takes all the best photos of.
Appreciate it.
I don't know. I consider him like he documents the culture of the underground, of the Tampa scene a lot. So how did you get started in taking photos, bro?
When I was like 11, I moved to Safety Harbor, Florida, and I used to pop out to the Ian Tillman skate park all the time. And my homie Atlee would, like, he had a YouTube channel, it's, you know, filmed YouTube videos and stuff. And he would always ask me, you know, we'd be like the only ones at the skate park. So he'd always ask me, like, can you film this clip for me? Like, can you get this shot for me? You know what I mean? And I ended up just getting my own camera because, like, my sister was always into photography, and I had family members that have been, like, professional photographers and stuff. So it kind of just felt, like, natural to, like, get a nice camera, you know? And I picked up a Nikon DSLR, and I stayed loyal to Nikon up until last year. And I was, you know, just skateboarding every day, you know, after school, you know, middle school, you know, every single day, getting out like 4 o'clock, hitting the skate park, getting some clips, you know what I mean? That was just the daily grind. I had to get out of it when I was like 16 because I have this joint disorder with my knees, and like I have like raised kneecaps, you know? And so like my doctor was literally like, you gotta stop, dude. Like, he was like, you're gonna be in a wheelchair by 30 years old if you keep skateboarding the way you do. And I was like, skateboarding's my life. I'm 16 years old. This is what I've been doing for 5 years. Like, you know, this is all I shoot. This is all my friends. You know what I mean?
It's my life.
Yeah, it's my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way I'm quitting. I'm like, this is a doctor. Doctors have been telling me crazy things my whole life. But, you know, I'm like a spiritual person. I used to own a metaphysical shop with my dad.
Oh,
and like a week after I saw that doctor, my board got stolen off my front porch. And I lived in like a residential neighborhood in Oldsmar. Like, my front porch, or I mean, my skateboard was on my front porch for like 5 years. You know what I mean? So it was like an omen to me. I was like, I'm done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you could still like participate in it via like taking the photos and stuff.
100%. But like, you know, especially with filming, a lot of it is like getting the low angle. You have to like squat on the board, you know what I mean? That specifically is what they were telling me. That movement from standing on the board to squatting was like destroying my knees, and like I was literally dislocating my kneecap or my knee like every
without
month
even,
or so.
knowing it.
Yeah, like literally, like I would take a wrong step and my knee would completely fucking dislocate, bro. It was bad.
That's
yeah.
fucking crazy.
So did you used to shoot like videos too?
Yeah, if you know my real name, you can look up my YouTube channel, and I have some OG YouTube videos on there. And my goal for this year is by the end of the year to like make an edit of like the best moments of my skate videos and put it out there.
Do it, man.
As like an origin story.
I love skate videos, man. Like, I didn't ever really skate, but my homies and all the other Pro Jet members used to skate, and I would love just like watching like skate videos with them to see what kind of songs they would pick, because I'm a music person, you know?
Right.
So I'm like for the culture. I don't personally skate, but I fuck with it, like Merino Infantry sort of shit.
Bro,
like,
shout out him, like that
shout
pop-up.
out YG Addy.
Yeah,
shout out Reach for the Merino Infantry pop up. That shit was crazy.
I was there. I shot. It was a good time.
You got some photos with DJ Dabs was out there,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Shout out DJ Dabs,
My boy
brother.
Keon. Yeah, that's the boy. 100%.
So since you had that, I don't know, I wouldn't really call it a setback, but you couldn't skate anymore.
It was for sure. Like, there was like about like 2-3 years, you know, some of the hardest years of my life, you know, like 17 through like 19, where I felt stuck.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like my like dream of being like known in the skateboarding scene has like just diminished, you know what I mean? And I didn't know what to do with photography. I completely put down photography. You know, when you're like 17, 18, 19, those are rough years, for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
You're telling me.
Especially being told you're not allowed to do basically what you love to do at the time.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, you're going to be in a wheelchair. And I'm like putting that in perspective, like what my life would be like. You know what I'm saying? And, found this dude. It literally like a big credit of where I am now is I was a fan of a group he was in, Death Squad.
Hell yeah, shout out to Death Squad.
I'd go to like Puya shows or whatever, I'd go see local Tampa shows, and Death Squad would always open, and I always had like mad respect for him, but never like reached out or anything like that because I put down photography, and they had a show in Orlando where they opened for Jeffrey, and the crowd was just like, they were all young kids and disrespectful. And, like, 2 songs in their set, like, almost every person in the venue was like, we're going to leave, and, like, walked outside to smoke. And I was like, that is the most disrespectful shit you could ever do. I went up to them after the set, and I was like, you guys kill. I've seen you a bunch of times. These kids are pussies. You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about that. You know what I mean?
Grinding.
Yeah, shit happens.
Yeah, and, like, since then, like, we became friends, and Uncle Crunkle, I was at his studio, at his home studio, and he was like, the only thing we're really missing is visuals. And I was like, well, I used to do, like, photography, videography. Like, I can start coming over with a camera. And that's literally how it started. We did an Xavier Wolf show.
A couple of them.
Yeah, well, the first one I was a part of.
Was that the one that I was at?
No, this was...
The one before that,
It was the one before that, also at Crowbar, though.
All right, yeah. I didn't get a chance to go to that one.
Yeah, and, they had a great set, and... After the set, during Xavier's set, his brother like gave me an opportunity to come up on stage and shoot for Xavier. It was literally my first show going with a camera, and I got to shoot the headliner on stage.
That's awesome, man.
It was a great time. I'm just trying to push those since, that's really where I feel comfortable is on stage,
At the shows and shit.
100%, yeah.
So, like, I had Andy Christ on. He's a Jit Camp alumni, Bonfire Podcast alumni,
Death Squad alumni.
Yeah. I'm not too familiar with like all the members. I know Uncle Crunkle, I know Seafoodsteve, but who are some of the other members?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Breezy.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
Breezy Montclair.
That's a mistake. Breezy Montclair.
Yeah.
I met him a couple weeks ago.
Breezy
Shout out
Montclair
Breezy
will
Montclair.
always be a Death Squad member.
Yeah,
100%.
that's about it.
But that's it.
And Andy.
Yeah, and Andy. Yeah.
Hell
Andy,
yeah.
100% Andy.
That's a solid lineup, bro.
100%.
I love that
yeah,
lineup.
it does not need to be any thicker than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the stage presence between him, Breezy, Brody, and Andy, it's like the perfect mesh, 100%. And I would love to see, a comeback, like one tour, you know what I mean, just to see what happens, you know what I mean? One Florida tour where they actually make it happen, because there was a lot of things that happened inside the collective that we definitely don't want to speak about and don't want to go back to.
Yeah.
And, we really don't even want to be associated with a collective.
Drama, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, we really don't even want to be associated with a collective, but it would just be fun to do the shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we're all homies.
Yeah.
Like, as
We're
far
family.
as Death Squad goes, everybody knew
yeah.
each other for years before, like...
I was the
did,
newest
like,
member. Me and
even
Andy.
rap music and
Yeah.
shit, you know what I mean? So...
I don't know. I feel like your guys' sound like was the next step in the evolution of like underground Florida shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, and especially your project, bro, The Passing. I love that shit, man.
Oh, hell
like,
yeah. I appreciate that.
like,
Recorded in my house.
I feel like that shit is like
One night.
the perfect like for after all the other shit that was going on. It was like, all right, this is that sound. Like, it's still got that trill vibe. It's still got the hard hitting stuff. It's a little spooky, like Reanimator shot. I love that video shot by Moose.
We literally named it that because we were watching Reanimator as he
the
recorded
film,
it.
right?
Yeah, and I just wanted some crazy visuals to have while he was writing and recording.
Shout out Spooky Man, Dolly
Spooky
LeVay,
Man,
my
the
fucking
beats.
engineer. He bro, he killed that fucking album for me, man. He made it easy on me, you know what I mean? So
yeah, the beats are crazy. The production, all the songs are fire. Check that shit out. Seafoodsteve, The Passing,
on Apple, Spotify, all that.
So let's talk about that Riff Rap show. My homie Austin, I brought it up on the Antichrist show, so we got to bring it up now, brother.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that Riff Raff show.
Yeah, I played with Riff Raff in Newport Richie.
Sold like 90 tickets.
Yeah, I sold like 90 tickets. There was probably
in
like
Newport Richie.
Yeah,
Dope,
Newport
man.
Richie.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
The show was crazy, man. In one of the best moments of my life to ever happen, like as far as like music goes. Like you feel like an actual rock star knowing that you're just like a local kid, you know what I mean? That's kind of like the taste of the lifestyle or like fame or whatever, you know what I mean? That was pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
So is that how the feature came along, or I know that was like probably a couple years after? Because that's
no, I got the feature
the
same
Yeah,
time. Yeah, the promoter of the show hooked
Big
me
Dog.
up. Yeah. Shout out Cody from Big Dog Entertainment. He
Good guy.
hooked me up with Riff Raff's manager, and I, went and recorded the open that week before the show. Emailed it to the Riff Raff, and he sent me back like the same day of the show. He sent me back the
verse.
feature, the verse.
Hell yeah, I fuck with that song, man.
Yeah.
My friend Zach, he's a big Riff Raff fan. He was at that show,
Yeah.
and I sent, as soon as like you dropped that song, I
Yeah.
sent that shit to him. I was like, check this shit out.
Yeah,
This
bro.
some
I held on to that feature for probably about a year. So to the outside
even
world,
notice
it was like a while after. But yeah, I got that the same day of the show.
I fuck with that song.
It was
though.
like
That's a
the
great song.
morning after
Yeah.
you received the feature.
It was
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had plans to drop it earlier, and then COVID happened, and the
We
pandemic
were thinking
happened.
about
and
it was possible we could get a music video from it too.
Yeah.
You know, but obviously everything shut down, and
Yeah.
you're not gonna go meet Riff Raff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's too busy smoking Midzotics instead.
Yeah, he's an interesting man, bro, for real.
He made that show amazing, dude.
Yeah, it was
So did this man. But I'm saying, like, as far as like they booked the perfect venue. It was so like Riff Raff vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was such a good time, outdoor. You know what I mean?
It was like a fucking cookout, man.
He pulled up in the. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Magical Butter Machine. They're based out of like where we're from in Pasco County, Florida, and it's literally a butter machine where you can make any kind of butter you want, but specifically the herb butter, the medicine butter.
I got you.
Yeah,
medical butter.
Yeah, the medical butter, 100%.
So he pulled up in their truck.
in a big green.
Yeah, they have a slime
stretch
green
Hummer.
Hummer limousine.
Yeah. Yup.
Was he bumping like tiptoeing in my jaw?
He was bumping something, but I couldn't tell you what it was. Yeah, I don't remember. It was a good night though, 100%.
So after the the Death Squad shit, how did you transition into capturing other artists? Was it off that Xavier Wolf shit? Were you just like, all right, whoever comes into town, if they're on the show with Death Squad, I'm gonna try to take their photos as well?
Yeah,
or
definitely. That was, and even to this
just like
day,
grinding,
Yeah, even to
Yeah.
this day, like how I make my money is I, book openers, that are gonna open on shows I'm already gonna be at, and then shoot the headliner. I work with High Tolerance Entertainment now, and they put me on. I'm their official photographer, so
Hell yeah.
anytime I'm at a show, I'm guaranteed a spot. You know what I mean? And they're such good people, and they make it so easy for me. During COVID, was really like I had a thought. I was like, this is a moment where not a lot of people are doing a lot, and these shows are happening, and I'm not really at risk because we worked out things where I could be on stage and not too many people were on stage. I could kind of be away from a crowd, so I felt okay doing it. And that's really when I started with the gifts. My boy Francisco, Eastburg kid, he has been telling me for years to start trying to do like 3D photos, and like I adapted from there. I saw the 3D photos, I kind of learned how to do it, and I was like, let me try this a different way to make it a little more cinematic.
Yeah,
and
that's
kinda,
what I love
build a
about
visual
it.
off of it.
I love when you get the shots of them like performing next to the crowd, like some of those Danny Towers and like DJ Scheme. Shout out to all of them. Shout out to Slytherin
Great
and all
people,
that shit.
great people.
Like those are some of my favorite shots from you, or like
Thank
the Puya ones that you did.
When I was in Dallas, yeah, that was a great time.
It's like actually like it's almost like you're there
Yeah.
in the moment,
Yeah, I want you to see what I see. That's the whole point. I want you to experience the show through my eyes. That's really the concept.
So how long have you really been doing that, like, sort of shooting?
We had a show with Xavier Wolf in October, and that was when I made my first GIF. I did it. The first GIF I made was of him walking backstage with a canvas of the Hollow Squad logo that a kid painted for him.
Oh, sick.
And it came out so sick. It's very different from any other GIF I made because I made it more like a 3D photo. You know, I was still looking for that 3D photo look. So it kind of like all meshes together a little differently than I do it now. But I feel like with every show, I kind of learn a new trick. You know, I'm totally self-taught. When I started doing it, just YouTube, you know, taught me so much, and just shooting every single day. That's like I've gotten worse about it nowadays, but I really like, if I know I'm going somewhere that's photo worthy, I have my camera, you know, and I need to be better about just taking it anywhere, you know, because you never know what's going to happen.
You never know who you're going to see.
You never know who you're going to see. You never know what is going to happen in front of you, you know, and you don't need just an iPhone shot of it.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. Because I don't know, dude. I'll take photos on my phone and stuff. My phone camera is broken, but I'll use somebody else's.
So is mine.
Yeah.
So is mine. I fell out of the car while we were driving.
Oh, man. It kills me because I'll try to get like my photo for like an article or something, and I'll be like, shit, I can't because my phone's
Right, that's like a big
up.
reason I want to have you on, like, you know, like currently, you know, like every High Tolerance show you can get out to. I'd love to have you as press, and then you do an article and use my photos, and it promotes everything, you know.
Bro, I'm so down because
He'll also sit there for hours and edit those photos. It's not like he just snaps a photo and then it ends up like, oh, perfect, put it on the feed.
Yeah,
you know, he'll sit there and do all the little tricks that he has to do to make it look like pristine. So it's not as simple as just snapping a photo.
An average show, like especially if I'm shooting a couple openers, is like 6,000 to 8,000 pictures, you know. And I've blessed myself with filters through Lightroom, so it's a little easier for me. If it's the same lighting for a good amount of time, I can kind of get away with copy pasting filter type of thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're filters that I've adapted from being in low lighting and stuff, you know what I mean? So it's always micro adjustments and stuff like that. Every photographer knows what I'm talking about. But since I'm shooting so much, I don't have time to just go through every single one and like nitpick every little thing, you know what I mean? And the GIF already kind of destroys the quality a little bit, so it all
like,
works
once
out.
you do it destroys the quality. Or?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, like when you like load it through a frame animation and export it, I've noticed it, especially uploading on Instagram. Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's not as clear as like when you first shot it.
Yeah, off my camera.
I got you.
100%.
It's got like a bunch of layers.
That's
and shit
purposely
over it.
why I make my stuff a little grainy. You know what I mean?
I like
Go
that,
for that
though.
look.
It fits the vibe. It fits the scene.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, I really fuck with High Tolerance Entertainment, and shout out Bobby and DJ Scum.
DJ Scum and Carly. That's
and
his
Carly.
girl. Yeah.
Shout out to y'all. Like,
yeah.
I feel like a lot of people in St. Pete aren't really on to that shit yet, but
Right.
since I went out to that Schnott show, I've been telling a lot of people like, hey, this shit's going, man. Like,
Right,
it's worth the trip to come over to the bridge. Like, they're bringing dope acts over here, like Florida, like legends, like Rob Banks is coming. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
That's a big
I've been
one.
listening to Rob Banks since I was a jit, bro. I
Yeah.
love Rob
Me too,
Banks.
man. Yeah, since high school. I mean, he's a legend. He's, you know, the godfather of South Florida, you know, underground hip hop.
Absolutely.
There would
man.
be no, you know, X and stuff like that, like on the scale that they're at, if it wasn't for what Rob Banks created.
Absolutely.
You know, yeah, I feel really proud to be able to like do a show with him and do a whole tour with him. You know, like the Tampa show is on the day X died. You know, and that's gonna be a whole tribute.
Yeah.
Me and DJ Scum were already talking about it. It's gonna
hell
be
yeah.
an amazing night. Yeah. So if you can come out.
Oh, I'm gonna be
gotta
there for
come
sure,
out,
man.
yeah.
I want to do that meet and greet if they do it. If they don't do it, I'm still gonna be there because it's Rob Banks.
And we'll try to finesse something for you. We'll get you the Jit Camp meet and greet. Yeah.
All right,
100%. We'll try to finesse something for you.
I'll be out there, brother.
Yeah. 100%.
You know it. I had a great time at that Snot show. I was also at the Wi-Fi show to see Andy perform, and that was a pretty good show too.
Yeah, I had a good time.
There, like it was like right kind of in the middle of COVID still, like
Yeah.
So I felt like his crowd could have been crazier if it was like shit was going, but
Right.
it was still like
There was also venue capacity limits.
yeah.
You know, if there was too many cars outside, people, you know, cops were going to start coming and stuff like that.
Yeah. But they had like the openers were all solid. Wi-Fi was really solid. Andy killed it. Like
Yeah.
I had a dope time. I took my homie Deucey. It was a good time. I always have fun at High Tolerance
you'll
shows.
always have a good time at High Tolerance events. Always.
They should do a St. Pete show, bro. I'll bring everybody out.
We've been talking about it, especially because Janice is warming up again.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of the bigger artists we would love to bring to St. Pete. Really, like,
yeah, bro. I
I've
can
been
get you
telling
guys some
Bobby.
openers too, man.
Yeah.
There's plenty of local like.
Especially with the way Janice is set up, you can probably have way more people in there than like a closed venue,
'Cause
like
it's opened
Pegasus
up.
yeah,
or
100%.
whatever.
Yeah.
Open venues are also like kind of have a different vibe, like you were saying with that riff rap show. Like
Yeah.
everybody's kind of just chilling vibe. We're all
Mhm.
smoking out there.
Yeah.
It's way more of like a let's drink beer and have a good time type of thing. Where
Yeah.
like this is an intense club show. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Absolutely. So who's some of the other artists that are going to be on that Rob Banks show? I know 38 Bucci's going to be
38
on there.
Bucci,
Shout
that's
out
the boy.
38 Bucci.
He will definitely be there. And I know his girl Say Sick is gonna be on there. And let's see who else is gonna be on that. I think I Hate Andy. He's from Jacksonville. He's a really good dude. I'm pretty sure he's on that. But always dope openers. You know, shout out my boy D Money from Dallas, Texas. He always travels out to the Florida tours. I'm not sure if he's on this one, but always solid openers. I know Andy Christ.
Oh yeah.
And Boysenberry Clan. Two of the members from Boysenberry Clan are doing the Orlando show. The Orlando show also has Lil UK. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
I don't think so. Where's he from? Is he from here?
He mainly does like Tampa vibes, but I'm pretty sure he's actually out of Hernando County, more north by us. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. He's
I
great,
think-
dude. Though I've been shooting for him.
Shout out Little UK.
Yeah, I've been shooting for him since like my second show with Dash. He opened up
wow.
for Dash, and that was like my
Dash
second
from,
or
like,
third show.
Like,
Yeah.
from ASAP Mob.
Yeah.
And, like, I knew him from when he was with Currency and all that.
Yeah,
shit.
he did a show at
Yeah.
Spot in the like the snack room at Spot where they have that stage.
What?
Yeah.
Man, he needs to
Yeah.
come back here, bro. He's super slept on.
Yeah,
Bro,
I
Dash
100%
is so
agree.
good,
He's
man.
nasty.
Yeah, 100%.
That Tampa show was great.
Let's transition into the gift.
Oh yeah, bro.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, tried my best. Went like 1 inch too short.
I got a gift on the last episode. I get a gift on this episode.
Yes,
man.
sir.
Everybody's been blessing me lately. Ooh, what, bro? Some frame photos from the Wi-Fi show.
You got that's
What?
from the Wi-Fi show that you were at.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yep.
X.
Yeah, Xavier Wolf on that one with I don't know Jeffrey.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, no problem. And then 2 8x10s, another Xavier.
Another Xavier Wolf. Bro,
Yeah.
I have a shirt. I got a shirt. I was like, I gotta get some Xavier Wolf.
And that's the one I was talking about on the DMs. That like
oh, the tank head
the
one?
tank head one, bro. Because like
free tank head.
You know, yeah, free tank head,
Free
100%.
tank head, bro.
Shout out members only.
Such a good person, like deep down great person.
Hell
But
yeah,
what I was
bro. Thank
what I
you.
was talking about in the DM when like that one could be really sentimental and worth something someday, because these social media platforms, you know, you don't know how long they're gonna stay around and how long that database is gonna be there. So like the longer time goes, you know what I mean, that it's not free tank head. You know, if he's still in there, man, those photos are gonna be so like sought after and loved. You know what I mean? But hopefully he gets out next year.
I mean,
and we don't
I'll
gotta
love
deal
him.
with that.
Yeah, bro. Like I feel like members only and everybody in that crew, I just support Florida hip hop, man. Like,
100%.
and we all got to get together and just like, cause everybody takes our style, man. But if we like keep
We're
on
trend
to it,
setting out
yeah,
here,
we're
man.
Trend setting, brother.
100%. Yeah, and Steve's on a different wave, man. Really, like, you know what I've seen him do in a short amount of time, just a couple of years. You know what I mean? Evolve from, you know, definitely being on the metal side, you know, on the hardcore side of things,
Yeah.
and like really transition to like to MCing, you know, to like writing good verses and having flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he has a really dope flow. Like,
Yeah, I
check out
appreciate
his
that.
project, The Passing. It's sick, man.
And,
Like,
and check out Elephant in the Room with Gizmo.
Yeah,
That's
shout
a
out
great
Gizmo.
song. That's my favorite song he's ever made.
all right.
His feature with Riff Raff, you know.
Yeah, check out that Riff Raff track. That shit is fire too.
Yeah, always with the fire.
So what are you working on next, brother? You got a new project coming or?
I probably got like, I want to say 11 songs recorded, mastered, all that, ready to go. Just kind of been chilling though, work, life, shit's been getting crazy, you know. So
You're Seafoodsteve for a reason. Talk about that.
yeah. I work at my family owns a fish market and a seafood restaurant, and I cut fish in the fish market. So, you know, work's been busy. I've been cutting a bunch of fish, you know, just kind of chilling. Musically, I've been, you know, just kind of quietly recording songs, you know, picking through what I like and what I don't like, and just kind of, like I said, I got like 10 songs I'm ready to drop, you know, just haven't decided a date or a name for the project yet. It's been chilling. COVID put a brakes on everything, and then just kind of trying to figure that out, and I figured, you know, no, not many shows were going on. Now everything's starting to pick back up, so now it's like I gotta get the ball rolling again.
That's
and get
what makes
back
him
into
thrive. Like,
yeah,
It's doing shows.
Yeah, I love playing shows,
having
man. The
crowd
live
love.
show and the energy and just being around people and being on the stage, that was like a major driving force for music for me. And when COVID hit and they shut everything down, that took a big hit on my like everything, my fucking emotions, like whatever, you know. I was depressed for a while, but just been fucking going to the gym. I quit smoking weed probably like 6 months ago.
Backwood
so,
Jesus.
Yeah,
Quit
which is like my
smoking.
whole my whole project was about smoking weed. So now I'm like, fuck. But yeah, just figuring out life. I had some shit with my dad. My dad's got, you know, he got diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's. So that was a big hit to the family. Been going through dealing with that as he like can't take care of himself really properly anymore. So just a lot of fucking shit with life, you know, just kind of trying to keep on going like everybody else is out here. So
Yeah, bro. I'm excited to hear whatever music you got working on,
Yeah.
man. Like I said,
I guess I got like 10 songs. I'll probably drop them at some point this year, late this year, 2021, you know. So
as like a 10-song project.
yeah, 10, 11 songs. I might cut a couple songs, but it's at least going to be 9.
That's all you need, man. Like the other project, The Passing, check that shit out. It's dope. Like I'm a 10, 11, 9, like
Yeah.
that's all you need. You hit them
Bro,
with 10, 11, 9
28 minutes.
great
It's
songs.
it's a
That's
lot to
it.
listen to when you got 16 songs,
yeah,
and then you get
for
like
sure. 3 interludes.
the 3 interludes or
Oh,
the
man.
filler songs where you're like, the song's not bad, but it's not like
I've heard all this other shit.
Yeah.
I'm like burned out, you know.
Yeah.
I'd rather just re-listen to all the dope shit again.
yeah, exactly.
And do
I feel
that.
like
Be
with
like Rob
any
Banks,
with any
drop 3 EPs a year, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, but that's different though, because it's like kind of smaller tracks, and then he has like the bigger albums.
Right.
too,
Yeah.
like
Big time. Yeah.
Road
I
to
feel like if you're
Falcone.
dropping music consistently, you know what I mean, and you want to just drop a bunch of EPs, you know, then that's your thing. Everybody does it their own way.
Mhm.
You know, me, I dropped a bunch of singles after The Passing, and then I probably haven't dropped a song since Christmas,
Riff the Riff Raff song.
and that was the Riff Raff song,
Yeah.
and then before that I dropped a song with Gizmo. But yeah, it's just been a crazy fucking 6-month, year span for me of like just outside of music. That's kind of put everything with music kind of on the back burner. Like I said, I've been like just kind of quietly recording and, you know, figuring out what my next step was. But I also felt like I had the time to, because COVID happened. You know, everybody was doing the internet wave because you couldn't be out in person stomping, you know, putting your foot on the ground. You had to kind of take a
Making
step
them
back and
TikToks.
reevaluate everything.
So would you think about like, or do you have visuals possibly coming for one of the songs or 2 of the songs?
We're definitely
or?
going to have some.
Yeah.
100%.
All right.
I actually recorded a video for one of the songs with him.
Mm-hmm.
He recorded it.
Yeah, he shot
Oh,
the
hell
video
yeah.
for me, and that's pretty much almost done. You know, we just gotta
I
go.
want to make some VFX. for
Yeah,
it.
we
Make it
want
a
to go
little
back through and
spicy.
tweak this and tweak
Yeah,
that. We
yeah.
kind of shot it in one day, so we might go shoot more to add to it.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely visuals. Visuals a big thing I want to get more involved in. I got like maybe 3 or 4 music videos out right now, and
They're all pretty dope, man.
hey, I appreciate it.
I fuck with them.
But I feel like you
Impact
gotta
and
have
Boosting the
visuals.
Berg.
You know what I mean? That's a whole nother market for
Mhm.
music. It's not just dropping songs on, you know, the platforms, and you got to have something else for people to be able to see you as a person, because it's not, if they don't know who you are, unless you're dropping like some astronomically like crazy shit, they're not really gonna listen to your song more than once or twice unless they really, really fuck with it.
Well, it kind of like brings the person into your world too. Like the Reanimator video, you're on the boat, you're in the shark. It's like you're Seafoodsteve, so it all like kind of, it's dope. You know
it ties
what I mean?
into ties into the image, yeah. So
that was all on Moose, man.
Moose killed it.
You know, we went over to John's Pass, and you know, just everything over there is like fish this or
lobster. They got like the Bubba Gump fucking shrimp company over there and shit.
Yeah. Like it's perfect for Seafoodsteve. 100%.
John's Pass
I'm sure there's like a million tourist photos of like little ass kids in that shark somewhere.
Yeah, and you got Seafoodsteve who barely fits in it.
Yeah,
I remember afterwards he's like, man, my shoulders.
Yeah.
It's got shark teeth in it.
Yeah.
They got like the claw tank. You can grab a live lobster with the claw machine.
Eat it for dinner.
Yeah.
Pick which one you want. So you also do some fighting photography as well, like combat sports and UFC.
I worked for the Bare Knuckle FC. It's BKFC.
Okay.
They had an event in Tampa called Knuckle Mania right before the Super Bowl, and you know, like Paige Van Zandt, former UFC star, was on there.
I know her.
Yeah, she took on Britton Hart in the main event, and two fights before that was for the 135 belt and the 135 Gazette belt, which is actually one of the oldest belts in combat sports history. It goes back to like the 1800s.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because bare knuckle is a really old sport, like really, really old.
That's that real deal shit.
Yeah, man. They have they wrap their wrist so that it doesn't break immediately, but the like legal rule is it has to be like 1 inch of space between their hand and their knuckle that's not exposed. And but 2 fights before the main event was for the 135 belt, and leading up to the fights, I didn't get to like shoot the actual event, but I shot the open workouts and the weigh-ins. And I made a lot of networking connections and just established relationships with some fighters that I've been watching for years. Like Johnny Bedford. At the time he was the double champ. Paige Van Zandt, Chris Lieben. The Crippler.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I know all them.
Really nice guy. But Dat Nguyen, a former boxer, boxing world champion, took on Johnny Bedford, who used to be in the UFC. And Johnny Bedford was definitely heavily favored to win. He's like was like the king at 135 in bare knuckle. He took on like 5 opponents and knocked them all out.
Oh damn!
Yeah,
so
and scooped up the belts and was on the run. And Dat, like honestly, like when I was there live and I was watching the fight and it went to decision, and I felt like it was really, really close. When you're in the crowd, you have your own perspective, And so I kind of felt like that Johnny did enough to retain the belt, but it was really, really close. But Dat ended up actually taking the decision. And when during the open workouts and during the weigh-ins, I was talking to his family and I was talking to him, and they're such nice people. They own a restaurant over in Vero Beach called Miss Saigon, and that's where he trains out of. Actually, he has a gym in his Vietnamese restaurant. He's Vietnamese and Hawaiian, and I've actually been talking to him a lot. He loves my work, and we're probably going to set it up to where I'm going to shoot the whole fight week coming up for his next title fight, and shoot the actual fight, like be ringside for his fight. Dude. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully we can get that set up July, August, something like that, because I know there's a lot of people ducking him right now, because he was crazy, he was making fun of Johnny Bedford in the middle of the ring when they're like face to face, he's like sticking his arms out like this, like, come on, what you got for me, and he's a crazy guy. Some of the fastest hands I've seen in person. We saw Johnny Bedford warm up in the open workouts, and then we saw Dat warm up, and obviously Johnny had the real big power punches, swinging power punches, but Dat was just, his speed is something else. It really is. He's got lightning speed. It's crazy. Something really, I've never seen it.
He's the champion right now?
Yeah, he's the double champ. He's got the Gazette belt, which goes back to the 1800s, like I said, and then the 135 BKFC strap.
So where can is that like you can only watch it live or can you stream it? I'm
No,
sure
they have
a
the
streaming
BK FC or BK
Like
TV app. Yeah, and
Okay.
it's like $5.99 a month, and you get access to the event live and their whole
Like
fight
that
library.
history.
Their whole fight library, everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm a big
100%.
wrestling fan. You know, I love wrestling.
Oh yeah,
so.
yeah, 100%. Yeah, and dude, it's. I mean, their last event that they had, I think it was in it was their first event in Alabama. It was like I think 11 fights and 11 finishes. Every single fight was a
Holy
knockout.
shit.
And when I went and saw one of their like I think it was like their 6th event in Tampa. It was their 6th event, but it was their first one in Tampa, and it was Artem Lobov versus Paulie Malignaggi, and Artem Lobov is one of Conor McGregor's training partners, and Paulie Malignaggi is a former boxing champ, and same thing. Every single fight it was a
Knockout.
finish. Yeah, I mean it was nuts. You know, you'll see like. You know, big heavyweight guys that are fighting bare knuckle, you know, one punch and like a tooth is flying out. There's, you know, blood all
Like
over
Tank
the
Abbott.
ring.
There's
Yeah.
no shortage
Yeah.
of
Tank
fucking
Abbott.
action and blood and bare knuckle, man.
Bare knuckle is the future of combat sports. I'm calling it right now. You know, Jorge Masvidal
Yeah.
from Miami just announced at his last fight that he's starting his own bare knuckle league, and it's actually run by BKFC. You're going to be able to watch it on the BK TV app.
I like that. That's cool, man. Like WWE, they used to do. I mean, they still kind of do. Like they would have little other promotions available on there,
Right.
on the network and shit. And I like that because I'm always like, I like this, so there's got to be something else that's like way
Yeah.
crazier. Like even like deathmatch wrestling.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not like deep into it. I have an appreciation for it. I like it, but
The combat sports scene, like MMA and stuff, is the same way. Like I know in like Germany they have a MMA league where they like dress up in like knight armor. And like they have swords and they like stab each other and they like beat
I've
each other
seen
on the
those
ground.
videos on
Yeah.
Facebook.
That
man.
those are real sanctioned matches. That's not like
Overseas?
backyard stuff. Yeah,
They
over
like,
in like Germany. or
fucking
Sweden
jab
or
each
something.
other with their shields and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's insane.
Like
Yeah.
straight out of the 1800s.
And they have like parkour MMA where it's like 6 dudes and there's like obstacles and
Oh
they fight
yeah,
all
I've
over.
seen that. Yeah, I've
Oh,
seen that on
yeah.
Facebook,
Dude.
like group MMA. It's
Yeah.
like 2 teams of 3.
And there's like
beating the
obstacles
shit
and they
out
like
of
jump
each
off
other.
and do backflip head
Dude,
kicks.
They had that shit. It was called like something Fight League back in the day, and there was like
Yeah.
Georgia Rhinos and like some other team, and there was all these like it was some like your guy would fight, and then this team would have one person fight, and they would go like that, and then you get points. I think it was on. I remember like when WEC was going on before they got bought out by UFC.
Right, Strike Force, all that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You gotta be
yeah.
a special breed of motherfucker to go do that, man. That's crazy.
Respect
Yeah.
to any
Amateur
amateur professional
UFC fighter, man.
No, any fighter. Period. If you step in the ring, you are a different kind of person.
For real.
Like if you look at another guy and you're like, okay, I don't even know who you are, but I'm gonna come in here and fight you like you're the worst person in the world. It's a whole other mindset. You're just brain flips.
And it's crazy that they're all so nice.
Yeah. I've
outside
never
of the
met
ring,
a
you know
fighter
what I
that's
mean?
like straight up disrespectful. They're all humble, really nice people. Really nice people.
How do you feel about that? The way, like, I don't know. I feel like they're kind of not necessarily ruining boxing, but kind of like whoring it out in a way.
With
by
the trailer?
Yeah, by having these like other, I don't know. The Conor McGregor fight kind of like started it, but we got
Yeah.
these. I mean, they're from YouTube and shit, but like they're.
Right.
This guy, he's just they have all these other fighters. They've been grinding like their whole life, and this dude's just getting a fight with Mayweather. You
They know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
they know that
It's gonna bring the bag. I get it, but
they know that MMA and other promotions and other like
in wrestling.
other styles are like on the rise.
Mm-hmm.
And they know boxing is the old man sport. You know, it's the old. You know, there's a ton of young up and coming boxers
Oh yeah,
that are
bro!
amazing.
Yeah, the 49th Street Boxing Gym. I used to box over there, brother.
100%. But like even kickboxing, I feel like is on the rise more than boxing is. You know, and that's just coming from my perspective as
Yeah,
an MMA
you would know more than
fan.
me, dude.
As an MMA fan, it's easy to be biased about stuff like that. But definitely, it's everybody knows it's old money.
It's
you
a
know,
storyline.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
big time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the trailer, I don't have a problem with it. At the end of the day, if they want to pay a guy $10 million to get in there and get his ass whooped, just because he was on Nickelodeon and made a couple cool YouTube videos, whatever, you know.
They
I'm
can
gonna
pay
say it
me
right
10
now.
mil.
It's
I might go get my ass kicked for 10 mil.
yeah,
shit,
right. Yeah, like if I could, yeah.
Robinson.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it right now. It's Wednesday, June 3rd. Floyd Mayweather's fighting Logan Paul on Sunday. Congratulations, Floyd Mayweather, for getting the knockout. I'm
You
just
think
gonna
he's
say
knock
it
him
now.
out?
It's gonna happen. And if I look stupid, I look stupid, but it's okay because it's
Nah,
Floyd
It's
I mean,
either
I
going to
don't
be a
care.
knockout
Or
or they'll
decision.
drag it out
Yeah.
because they make more money the longer people watch. So they
Right.
might make it last the whole, what is it,
Pay-per-view.
8 3-minute
It's gonna be
rounds?
it's gonna be 8 3-minute rounds. Did you hear they're not gonna declare a winner?
Then what's the point? Then
Well, it's because Floyd is like 40-0, 50-0, something like that. Has unbeaten record.
yeah.
And they don't want to touch that even by the puncher's chance. Because everybody's got a puncher's chance.
Yeah.
Anybody can throw a punch
then
and
what's
get
the
lucky.
point? It's like an exhibition.
It is an
match.
exhibition.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
but knockouts are allowed, which I don't know how you don't allow it.
Man.
But they did the same thing. Do you remember the Tyson fight not that long ago with Roy Jones Jr.?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
they did
didn't
the same
declare
thing.
a winner.
Yeah, they didn't want to declare an official winner.
But they weren't allowed to, were they even allowed to punch each other in the face? Like, that was like a literal
Yeah.
sparring match.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
like a-
near sparring. Yeah, I mean,
like-
I watched the fight. I feel like Tyson made it entertaining, and at the end of the day, it's two legends getting in there. But the musical performances between it, I understand they're trying to catch a new wave with boxing and do the celebrity thing,
like
which has
it.
been done before, but I'm definitely not.
I'm a
huge
fan of
fan.
boxing. I like real boxing.
Deontay
like
Wilder,
Triple G, and
Yep,
Canelo
Canelo,
Alvarez.
yep.
Like
Mhm.
I like Triple G is my favorite boxer
Hell
right
yeah.
now. So I personally, I'm not gonna support that shit. If he was fighting Soulja Boy, I might have watched it, but until Floyd Mayweather fights Draco, I'm not.
I don't know if
watching
there
that.
are
I
people
feel
with
like-
active
I feel
warrants
like
do
it's
boxing
more-
fights.
I'm the first boxer to knock out Floyd Mayweather.
yeah.
I feel like it's more fair to have like how they were doing it with the YouTube stars, like they had
Kimbo.
KSI fight whoever, and then
Oh yeah, the Logan Paul. Yeah.
and then the Nate Robinson
Robinson.
fight. You know what I mean? Like two people that are coming from not boxing
Yeah.
backgrounds going
Right.
into the match and fighting, and they have like
It's like
6 months
celebrity
to
shit.
train.
Well, the
yeah,
thought process
exactly.
is Floyd is old. That's what they're thinking, and Logan is young. That's the thought process. But it's like, I mean,
They wouldn't even be in the same
they could have
division.
put Floyd Senior
yeah.
in there, Floyd's dad, and he would have had a better chance. You know what I mean? Than Logan Paul. That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
When you come out the womb shadow boxing,
Yeah.
you're gonna be
Yeah.
a guy that's been training for a couple years. Do you remember when CM Punk had a UFC fight?
Yeah.
Against
I do,
Mickey Gall?
sadly.
Yeah, Mickey Gall's
Mickey
my
Gall,
homie.
yeah.
That's my homie. And he actually offered to train me and stuff if I ever came up to New Jersey. And if back then you couldn't bet on MMA in Florida, but it was like 8-1 odds that CM Punk was gonna beat Mickey Gall. If I could have bet
wow.
money on that fight
Oh,
because
you made it killing.
it was a white belt versus a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What's gonna happen? You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
man. I like CM Punk. I'm a big fan of him and all his work in WWE, just wrestling. Period.
Yeah.
Like even his Ring of Honor shit. But I was like, man, I understood why he took a step away, but I still wish he would come.
I
back.
respect the man for getting into MMA. There's nothing wrong with that. But accepting a fight against a purple belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu when you're not even a striker, you're
Yeah.
going in there trying to be a grappler. When you're a white belt, there's just not great logic behind that. It's just the way I look
It's
at
just
it.
one of those things where you get a shoe in because you're CM Punk, but it's like you're going in from a completely different world. You don't act like as much as they hit each other in wrestling, they're not actually fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Those dudes are tough as hell. They take some
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and they're
punishment.
physical. They're
Yeah.
physically fit as fuck.
And they take
it's-
some real punishment, but
Yeah.
obviously they're not getting knocked out.
It's
you know
a
what I
different
mean?
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's entertainment, sports entertainment, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a whole different breed, It's the same guys that are MMA fighters could not keep up with that schedule
Yeah.
of that WWE life.
Except for Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley,
But hey,
they're
even Brock
Brock
Lesnar, Bobby
Lesnar.
Lashley's a caveat, but even Brock Lesnar,
yeah,
seasonal in
yeah,
WWE,
he barely wrestles.
seasoned in UFC as well. He would not.
And he played NFL football too.
Yeah,
he was just
for
a
the
physical
Vikings.
freak. Yeah, he
Yeah,
was-
that man's just a whole nother breed of human being.
Bobby
Yeah.
Lashley is WWE champion right now.
Yep. Yeah, and dude, he was in Bellator and
Mhm.
killed it, man. He's one of the like most dangerous threats that was in Bellator.
I think it'd be easier to go from MMA into wrestling though, like to adjust to that.
Yeah, like
versus
Matt
the
Riddle
opposite,
did.
You know what I mean?
And well, it definitely depends on who you are, because definitely, there's WWE guys that are training everything, you know, to get themselves in physical peak. You know what I mean? There's definitely WWE guys that are training boxing and training kickboxing. You know what I mean?
To like brush up on their style, as,
100%.
like, for
Yeah.
whatever their.
You want to throw head kicks right?
Mhm.
Yeah, you know, for 100%. Shawn Michaels didn't just like wake up and do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're definitely not pulling people off the street to be
Mm-hmm.
WWE wrestlers. Like it's a whole.
Some
It's a
people, bro, they
progress.
get you have to be like Great Khali type.
Do
shit.
you know Omos?
Yeah, Well, he's AJ Styles'
Yeah.
fucking tag team partner.
That dude, I'm a huge USF college basketball fan. I've been going to games since I was like 11 years old, 12 years old,
Oh,
because
wow.
my mom's boss is an amazing person and treats us to all the games. You know,
Oh,
it
dope.
did for years and years and years when they were with the Big East. But he actually played with the USF basketball team for a few years. And like we would see him at the games and stuff, like, you know, like even after he was out of college. And, you know, he's 7'3". So you recognize him.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
Taco Fall type shit.
And yeah, literally. And I was watching WrestleMania this past year because I don't keep up on wrestling, but I always watch the Royal Rumble and I always watch WrestleMania.
Yeah, you got to.
I'm that kind of fan, you know.
It's all right,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You still love wrestling.
I still love wrestling. At the
yeah.
end of the day, it's very nostalgic for me. But that's what I keep up on is the Royal Rumbles and then WrestleMania. And when I was watching WrestleMania this year, I saw Omos. I'm like, that dude looks insanely familiar. And I Googled him, and it came up with his real name. And I was like, he used to play for USF. I'm like, that is amazing. Like, really, the incredible transformation.
Now
you
he's
know?
tag team champions with like one of the best wrestlers of all time.
Ever. Yeah, and he just makes him look so good. That match was amazing. I loved that match.
Man, I had tickets for WrestleMania when it was gonna be here the
I know about
first
that,
time,
yeah.
bro, and they still didn't refund me that shit. And I was gonna try to go the other one they just had here, but I don't know. I wasn't trying to pay $100 to sit way at the top in the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, WrestleMania.
That was real.
I would if they did NXT Takeover though at Amley. I would
I'm
be
coming.
about that shit. Yeah,
I'm
let's
coming.
do it.
Yeah, I'm coming. That was the real. That was the realness in the beginning. Not when it was a reality show, but when it first became
yeah.
like its own show.
Brand.
Yeah.
When Kevin Owens it's like each week somebody Raw is like debuting, like Kevin Owens is on it, and you seen him. I remember he was like Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor because I watch indie wrestling too.
Yeah,
like,
I've seen that match, the ladder match.
Yeah,
where he
yeah.
slams him through like 6. He slams Sami Zayn through like 6 ladders.
Man,
yeah.
they recreate that match so many times in WWE, but
Yeah.
that Ladder Wars, that one's crazy.
I'm fine with it. They can wrestle for the rest of their lives, and I'm cool with it.
They're cool, man.
Mhm.
Like WWE, I don't really like some of the gimmicks they do sometimes, but it's still
That's
WWE.
why I don't stay up on it.
So
Yeah.
it's like, to me, it's like Disney. Like I'm gonna always be nostalgic towards
Yeah.
it.
I feel like
Yeah.
it's been around for so long that like you have to do some super gimmicky, outlandish stuff to
They've done
have like a
everything you can
unique
think of.
storyline. Like, because how many different ways can you present? Oh, I hate this person. You know, between two different people over and over and over again throughout the years.
Well, they have the Fiend now,
Mm-hmm.
and he does like crazy shit.
Yeah. I've always loved, Bray Wyatt's characters, and even when he started out as what was it, Husky Harris.
Husky Harris from it's Nexus. They were in Nexus after the reality show, and that shit was dope, man. It was like, I love when they have big stables like AEW. I don't know if you follow any of that.
I've
but
seen a little bit of it. Yeah.
like I don't like everything they do, but I do like that they have a lot of like faction and like stable based like storylines where it's like Chris Jericho and the Inner Circle are fighting MGF, and I don't remember his crew, but I don't know. It's like a bunch of wrestling shit, man. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
just like big team ups and stuff. And we're gonna fight in a big ass cage. Like they were fighting in Jacksonville Jaguars like stadium. Like
Wow.
yeah, well, because
Yeah.
the owner of AEW owns the Jaguars, so they pretty much own Jacksonville.
That's crazy. I had no idea. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
So
That dude's got them big pockets.
yeah, for sure. He owns a soccer team overseas too. They're like in like League 2 or something. But either way, bro, he's got deep
His hands
pocket.
everywhere. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's how I'm trying to be someday. You know what I mean? I want to have my hands in everything.
Man, I'm trying to have my hands in every Tampa Bay sports team there is, bro.
That's one thing I really respect about you. I've really never met somebody that like really loves the Tampa St. Pete area as much as you do. Like, and it's genuine. It's not to show face. It's not to earn respect. Like, you own like season tickets to every sporting event in Tampa and St. Pete.
yeah,
like,
except for
that's
the Bolts,
awesome.
but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm on the list.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. You would have been on it. You know what I mean?
It's
But-
gonna be hard to get those tickets
Uh,
for a couple of years, man. If we keep doing as good as we're doing.
I know, dude. I got those Bucks tickets like right before Tom Brady signed because I went to a game where they played the Falcons and stuff, and Jameis was there, and like it was like one of the.
Was it a Thursday night game?
No, it was a Sunday game. It was the
Oh.
last game of the season, but either way, I was still like, you know what? I had a great game day experience. Like I'm gonna get tickets. Like even if Jameis comes back, like fuck it, I'll still have fun. Cause I'm a Patriots fan and a Bucks fan, and then it's like, oh,
wow.
shit, yeah,
You got lucky.
I got lucky.
Yeah.
So then Brady
We're the Tampa
comes.
Bay Patriots right now. Like,
Yeah, pretty
Tampa
much.
Bay.
But still, man, like they had an awesome season. Like I love my Rays because they're like my heart because it's St. Pete, the St.
Yeah.
Pete thing. But
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man. We need a basketball team, bro. So you can come out to a couple games. I gotta get you to a Rays game.
Yeah, yeah. The Raptors, they can stick around if they can stop partying so much. That was my dad's theory. Is like they came down from Toronto and they're like, man, Florida's awesome. I'm just gonna keep partying.
Dude, I heard they couldn't even really like leave their
They're in
their
that bubble.
rooms or whatever because
Yeah,
I know they tried to. A lot of teams would come in from like the opposing teams, and a couple local businesses would like hit them up and buy like clothes and shit from them and stuff. And like I know Curated Heat posted some shit with Oklahoma City Thunder players. I know it was so weird, bro. I was going into Reach, or I was leaving Reach one day, and Fred VanVleet was walking into Reach as I was leaving, and I was like, bro, like the season had just ended. Like this is probably the last time he's gonna be in Tampa or whatever, unless they come back.
did you say something? Or you just like
Yeah,
the
no,
head
I said
nod?
something to him,
Yeah.
bro. I said something. I was like, bro, I had season tickets the whole season. I was sitting behind you guys. Like, you had fans in the area. Like, don't even sweat it, man.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it's all about. You know,
Mhm.
South Florida, unfortunately, is always on the bottom end of the, of our conference. You know, we're always like, we're lucky to get like second to last.
Yeah.
Like, I'm proud of them when they're not in last place. I'm like, good job, Bulls. Because we've always just had bad luck when it comes to like, we're always in the steep conferences. We were in the Big East, and like, you got some insane teams in the Big East, and
Oh,
even
like
now in the
Georgetown.
American Conference, where we got Houston and Cincinnati. You know what I mean? And
Cincinnati's
Memphis.
always Memphis.
Yeah, you got Penny Hardaway as the coach of Memphis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does his son play on the team?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. It
Yeah.
had to be like that.
Yeah, so they're always in the top three. The top three is always Houston, Cincinnati, and Memphis. Always.
They're in
Always.
that American conference.
Yeah,
it's
they're in the
called
ACC now,
Is
yeah.
UCF in that still?
Yes.
Yeah. I remember when they were in Conference USA
Mm-hmm.
back in
Yeah.
the day.
Yeah. The Big East was some of the best moments we've ever had. We actually made it to the Sweet 16, or we were one game from the Sweet 16, and one of our players choked and cost us the game. It was like a 1-point game.
Man.
Yeah, but that was when we were in the Big East too, and Big East is a big conference.
They're
you
an
know?
old conference.
Yeah.
Especially for basketball, not really football, but Big East basketball.
Yeah.
ACC basketball.
Yeah, you don't watch a March Madness without hearing Big East basketball. Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
So I always wondered, dude, like, cause for the High Tolerance stuff, you're always touring. You go on tour with them and stuff. How are you just like, you know what, man? I'm just gonna get all my shit and we're just gonna go here and then we're gonna go here and then I'm flying to Dallas. Puya's coming.
Yeah.
Like, let's just fucking do it.
Honestly, 100%. I'm lucky enough to have a girl that is down to travel. You know what I mean? We go
Oh, yeah.
all over Florida.
Shout
and
out
like,
Miranda.
Yeah, shout out Miranda
Shout out
big
Miranda.
time. Yeah, with 11th Riot, you know.
Shout out 11th Riot.
Yeah, we're doing some big things over here, you know. And you know, actually the Dallas trip was a funny story. I love Dallas. When I took that trip to Dallas, I was like, man, I want to move to Texas. This is great. Like, I love the people here. It's like Florida, but everybody's so humble and nice. I love it. It's like Florida, but with actual like Southern hospitality type things, you know.
Yeah.
And when you know that trip, I never even got the okay to like come shoot from High Tolerance. You know, I was still like. At those moments, I was still like feeling like I was like establishing a long connection with them. But they had told me, you know, you're family. You're welcome at any of our shows. Like if we don't respond, because Bobby's terrible with communication. Anybody that knows Bobby can tell you, you'll DM him 8 times and then you'll get lucky and he'll see it and then he'll respond. You know, but I never even got the okay to go to Dallas because they had some family stuff happen and they weren't on their phones like at all. But I went out there anyway because I had a couple bookings, so like that paid for my flight, that paid for my, you know, my Airbnb stay, you know, Ubers and stuff, and some medicine while I'm there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I got there, I texted Bobby like, "Yo, I'm here. I'm at the front door," and he's like, "Okay, meet me here." And I met up with him, and he was like, "Dude," he's like, "It's so cool that like you came out here, like he's like, you ever been to Texas?" And I was like, "Nope."
Yeah,
and
he's
he's
man,
like,
I respect you.
he's like,
heavy for that, bro.
You've never been to Texas. You came by yourself. You didn't even get the okay to come shoot. He's like, that just shows your loyalty to us and your drive to do what you do. And he's like, I respect that so much. And he's like, we're gonna have you going forward as our photographer. You know what I mean? And that was such a great moment. You know what I mean? I really felt like that's my family. You know, at the end of the day, like even if they stop doing shows, anytime I can see them, I'm going to be with them because they're some of the best people I've ever met. I really think it's because, you know, they're West Coast people. They're from Sacramento, and they just have a whole different energy than a lot of the promoters I've dealt with down here. You know, there was at one point where Zilla Kami and Denzel Curry had a show at the Orpheum.
Oh, wow.
And I like reached out to a connection I had through the Orpheum to shoot the show. And they quoted me $400 to shoot the show. And I was like, oh, sweet. I get paid $400 to shoot the show. And they're like, no, we would need $400 for you to have a media pass. And I was like, who is trying to make a check off me? Because that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's the Orpheum. It's not Amalie Arena. It's not a big festival or anything like that. It's a small club show. Like I understand
it's a small
Denzel
underground
Curry.
show.
I understand it's Denzel Curry, and Denzel Curry's a big deal in Florida. And Zilla Kami, he was really coming up. It was before City Morgue, but he was really coming up. You know, so like I understand. Like I would have paid $100 to be on the show if anything, but $400, somebody's trying to pay their rent off me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, there's no way I'm doing that.
So what are some other I'm tuned in St. Pete and everything. I'm starting to get over in Tampa. So
A13, yeah.
Yeah, A13. Shout out A13.
All my
So
people.
tell me about some of the other artists that are coming up over there. I know a lot about Outside Entertainment.
Outside World Entertainment.
Outside World.
They're honestly like, I've always said since Death Squad I don't want to be in a collective, but like I'm not a part of Outside,
you're
but we're
affiliated.
family. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they have such a family vibe. You know, Fetty Suo, he goes by Outside Suo on Instagram. Richie Guapo,
Oh, yeah.
3D Swayze, Flex Winter. Landkiss is their photographer, and she started singing a little bit too. She
I
dropped a
just
song with
seen
Richie
her
Guapo.
song with Richie
Guapo,
Guapo. Yeah,
yeah.
Richie Guapo's been killing it,
Yeah,
man.
that shit was dope.
Yeah, I shot the album or the single cover for that. It was a great time. You know, I was out at the music video shoot taking gifts and stuff. You know, they're such great people. I really see big things for them as a collective. You know, like they really keep it tight with the family and they keep everybody in check. Like Outside Ills. You know,
Yeah, I know him.
he's like
Shout out Outside Ills.
he's like the manager type, you know, like he's keeping everybody in line, you know, making sure everybody's doing the right moves, and he's like the big hip hop head of the group that's gonna like make sure everybody's like sticking to their flows and sticking to their what they need to be doing.
It's
in their
not
careers.
often you see a group of that caliber on a local level. Like they
man.
all really have their own thing going on, and every time they drop a song or whatever, it's always like super fucking dope.
Frankie X, Frankie Outside, you know, he dropped the song Her, and they like every single one of them made their like Instagram profile picture like to promote the song. They do that for like each other's projects.
That's
and
how you
stuff.
gotta do it, man.
Yeah, like they put on for each other so much, and I respect it so much.
That's what a lot of the collectives around here do, like Local Muzik and Zootaroo, Slug Music. I mean, I share all their shit out because I fuck with all them. You know what I mean? I feel like they're the heartbeat of the scene. So
I try to stay on sharing everybody's stuff. Like if you send me your stuff, there's a great chance I'm gonna share it.
Yeah.
But like there's a even better chance that if you don't send it to me, that I'm gonna be bumping it every day and never think to share it. You know, I'm so bad about that kind of stuff. Like I'll have your song on my playlist and bump it like every 6 hours, but then not share it once.
yeah, man. We need a big baby scumbag show, bro. Like,
Man.
if High Tolerance can get on that, bro, and do a big like Tampa show or maybe a
I
Florida
would love
tour.
that. I've been friends with Big Baby for a long time, and he's always shown love to me, and you know, like respected my photography, and just as a person, always like, even when I was like in high school, you know, he was a good dude and always treated me with respect. That guy's a real dude, and he, honestly, like one of the best like marketable rappers in Tampa for sure.
Absolutely.
Like his flows are sick and his music is sick and his videos are sick by, you know, Pablo, you know, everything's sick, but like I've never seen somebody so marketable in our city. Like you could do anything with him. He could be in commercials, you know, whatever. He's just like such
He's
a character.
like the whole package when it comes to that shit.
He was on
Famous
stage
Kid
at
Break.
SMF. Did you see that?
He
was on stage at SMF just going, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, like I seen
hyped.
it on his story.
Yeah, just getting everybody so hype. You know what I mean? Like that is his calling. You know what I mean? Just entertainment, just like getting people happy and going, and that's what it's all about.
Well, he just dropped Hustlemania when WrestleMania came out. He had New Jack in it. R.I.P. New Jack.
That's what I'm saying. R.I.P. New Jack for sure. But that's what I'm saying. Like he moves so well. You know what I mean? He knows the right moves and when to make them.
And then all his merch like related to that drop, so it all kind of worked. I'm still bumping that shit.
Yep. Hell yeah. I mean, I've been bumping like his older stuff. You know.
Oh yeah, Lucky Charm is my favorite Big Baby song.
Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston. Tom Brady.
Yeah, shout out, man. All his songs are so sick. He's such a good dude. All the scumbags, Lil Scumbag, Nico. Yeah. You know, all those dudes. They're such good deep people. Frank's been dead. Sonny Fritz. All of them. They're like another big family in the scene. You know, they've stuck tight for a long time.
So the Rob Banks tour is coming up. I believe the Tampa date is June 16th, right?
18th.
June 18th.
16th is Jacksonville. 18th is Tampa, and then 19th is the end of the tour in Orlando.
Rob Banks, Trapland Pat, High Tolerance Entertainment. I'm gonna be at the Tampa show, so I need everybody from St. Pete to come out. DJ Scum is gonna be on the 1s and 2s, so you definitely want to come out for that. Raggy's going to be shooting some photos.
We're going to be vending. Me and 11th Riot are going to be vending.
11th Riot's going to have a booth out there. You don't want to miss that.
Nope. I'm going to be selling my prints. You know, I'm going to have frame prints. The ones I
frame
just gave my
prints
boy.
Like these.
Yeah, those are going to be $5. The 4x6s.
Of Florida underground legends. Just Florida legends in general, man. Like Tankhead.
Yep.
Shout out members only, like
those 8x10s are $10. You know, I'm trying to make it reasonable so I can blow it out and everybody can have my pictures on their wall. You know, that's really what I want. I want everybody to just.
You could get this dope pic of Xavier Wolf
for $10.
For
man.
$10.
For $10. And if you want to reframe it with a nicer frame, go right ahead. But you know, I try to make it to where I can make a little money and but still price it to where everybody can enjoy it. You know.
Oh yeah, dude, it's the perfect price because it's like maybe you didn't bring enough money to get like some merch or something, but hey, I got a picture maybe from Raggy.
Yeah, I'll be selling 4x6s unframed for $1.
Oh yeah, you can't beat that, man. If you don't pick one of those up, you're asleep.
Yeah. Grab 7 of them.
Yeah.
You know?
Pick up 7.
Grab 7 unframed ones for $7.
You happen to have $7, like, and you're not buying 7 pictures.
Yeah, come on.
You're asleep.
You're asleep.
Yeah,
man.
and I just hopefully everybody can come out and be vending the whole tour. I'd love to see like every single person I know come out to this tour and have a great time. You know, the 18th is going to be a very special night. We're going to be doing a big tribute for X because it's the day he died a few years ago. It's going to be 3 years since he passed. R.I.P. X, big time. And we're going to try to make that night really special. You know, Rob Banks and him were really close, so I know it's going to be a really special night.
Broward County.
Broward
County
shout out.
legends.
Yep, Broward County, shout out.
So I want to thank you guys for coming out to Jit Camp Podcast,
Thank
the
you so
Bonfire
much for having
Podcast.
us, man.
It was such a good time.
Oh, always, man. I love talking to you. You're
Thank
like
you.
the curator of the scene in Tampa. I'm like
trying,
the
man.
curator
Thank
of the
you.
scene in St. Pete. And
Yes,
this is the
sir.
big crossover podcast.
Thank you so much. We're going to be doing a lot more coming up.
Oh,
Seriously.
this is only the beginning,
Yes,
man.
sir.
You can find all of his work at Raggy47 on Instagram. You can find all of Seafoodsteve's work at Seafoodsteve on
One word.
Instagram. One word.
One word, yeah.
One
no
word.
spaces.
No spaces. No spaces. And you can also find all of his music on all the streaming platforms.
Yep.
The Passing, like we talked about, is on Apple Music. It's on Spotify. You can check out his dope videos on YouTube. And come to that show, man. It's going to be sick.
Come to all of them.
Come to
all
all
tour.
High
of 'em.
Tolerance shows.
Yes, sir.
So that was the Bonfire Podcast, episode 4. You can find all my work at Jit Camp 727 on Instagram or jitcamp.com, where a jit can be a jit.
Just beginning.
Goodie.
I'm live from the south side, respect my authority.
Yo, bitch, I'm in the dorm full of girls from sorority.
Nigga, this ain't poetry.
Yo.